Yeah, good evening, everyone. So if anyone is having doubts, you please ask me before starting the session. So we'll wait for another 2-3 minutes. So by that time, you can ask doubts if anyone having doubts. So 2 minutes, you can ask doubts. So I'll share the screen also. So this is what yesterday we were discussing about list. Okay, sir, okay. Yeah, good evening, Neeraj. So all of you mute your video, please. All the participants are requested to mute your video. No need to publish your video. Just mute your video. Any doubts, please? Okay, sir, I'll enable that. All of you, please mute your videos. All the participants are requested to mute your video, please. Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Okay, let's start our session now. Okay. So yesterday we were discussing about the list, and we have discussed the last method is remove, right? Right. So now, like remove, we'll have one more method called pop. This is used to remove. This is also used to remove the required item, right? So along with the remove method, you need to specify the value of the element which you are going to delete from the list. Okay, and along with the pop, you have to specify the index number of the corresponding item. Index number of the corresponding item. Sir, we can print two elements. Use only one print. Manish, sir, can we print two elements? Use only one print. Two elements. I did not get your point. So you want to print two elements, but you want to write only one time, na print. I think that we can do now. We have seen a lot of times, na Manish. You can give the index. What are all the things from where to where you want to print? That you can give index, so we can print it. So if you want like now if you want to print the two elements, you can give the print list one. What are the two elements you want to print from where to where? So 1, 2, 3. So it will be printed, na? Okay. So let me change this execution list. Now we are executing list program. Okay. See, two values are printed, na? Okay, print tuple 1 and 2. That's what you can print, Manish. So here, like if you want to print the elements 1 and 2, you can mention the tuple 1 colon then 3. So it will print first index number 1 value and 5 value. Okay. So Bhavana not yet started the class. Actually, I'm about to start. By the time Manish has asked some doubt, that doubt I'm discussing. Manish, clear? Okay. So right, let us come back to this thing. Now here, like remove function, we have the pop function. But sir, we use 1:3, then print 1 and 2. Okay, Manish, I told now if we use print list 1:3, I mean 1 colon 3, so it will be printed from 1 to 3 by excluding the value at index number 3. So it will obviously it will print 1 and 2 only. Okay. You want 1 and 4. Okay. So in that case, maybe I think let me try whether comma is allowed here. Comma or 1. I think this is not allowed here. So, okay. So for this, what you have to do is you want 1 and 4, right? 1 comma 4. It is not taking. So it is okay. Manish, I'll check it and I'll let you know. Some option is there. If you want to print elements 1 and 4, okay, that we can do. But I'll check it and I'll let you know at the end of the class or after the class. Okay. Now let us come back to pop method, like remove method, pop method also will remove the item, but along with the remove method, we need to specify the element you want to remove, right? And here we need to specify the position of the element, which one you want to remove. Okay, so print. Now see here, I'm removing 0th element. That is, what is the 0th element here? Now before this, I'll print. Okay, I'll remove this. I'll print list 1. So see here, pomegranate, apple, banana, mango, kiwi, and orange. And now I'm applying pop 0. Pop 0 means the element which is placed at the 0th index will be removed. Then apple, banana, mango, kiwi, orange will be there. Okay. So by using the pop also, you can remove the element. You can remove the item. Okay. For example, in the pop method, if you don't specify any index, it will remove last value. So see here, now I have not mentioned anything, any number in the pop method. That means any index I have not mentioned. So definitely it will remove the item. But what item it will remove? It will remove orange. Last item it will remove. If you specify the position, that position item will be removed. Or if you don't specify the position, the last item will be removed from the given list. Okay. And we have the another option, like normal other collections. We have the delete, so we can delete single item also, right? So now here I want to now after deleting some orange, this is the latest list. Okay, so from this list, from list 1, what I'm going to do is, the item which is placed at the index number 1. What is the item which is placed at the index number 1? Apple will be removed. Okay, so apple will be removed with this. You can execute. Now apple is removed here. Apple is removed. So this removes last item, that is orange, and this removes the apple. Now in the list we are having only the 4 items, right? And similarly, you can delete entire list also. Right? Or you can clear the list. You can delete the list. So this will delete the list. This will delete the del space. If you give the list name, that will remove the list. Now after deleting the list, I'm trying to print list 1. Okay. So now if I execute this, see here, it is throwing an error. That list 1 is not defined, because already actually list 1 is there, right? But here already the list 1 is deleted. After this we are trying to print list 1, so that's the reason it is giving the error, name list 1 is not defined. Okay, so by using we can delete the items, we can delete the members of the list by using 3 methods. One is remove method, and second one is pop method. Okay, pop method I need to. Second is pop method, then by using the delete keyword. Okay, so here Manish is asking to repeat this pop method again. So pop method is used to remove the required item from the list. Okay, so in the remove method, we supposed to give the item which you want to remove, right? So pop will also do same thing, but the thing is, you no need to mention the item name. So just mention the position of the item, right? So if I mention the position as 0, the item which is placed at 0th index will be removed. Okay, so here what I will do is pop removes. Okay, then string format. Okay, Of course, that is not this one, I think. Okay, comma list one will be okay. So then now here at 0th index, whatever the item is there, that item will be removed. So along with the pop method, whatever the index you will give here, so the index, that means index means it is nothing but a position, na? The corresponding position of the item will be removed. If you don't mention any index, that means if you don't mention any number in the pop method, it will remove the last value, right? Last element. Okay, now here I'm mentioning it as 0, so it will remove. Okay. So some error has come. Maybe delete one here. This we have deleted, na, due to this. Okay. I'll comment it out. Okay. Right. So now if you execute this, okay, see here. Pomegranate, apple, banana, mango, kiwi, orange was there. Now here pop removes 0th item, na. So what is 0th item? It is pomegranate. Pomegranate will be removed, right? Pomegranate will be removed from the list. Okay, and if you don't mention any number in the pop method, it will remove the last item. It will remove last item. That is orange will be removed. Now again I'm executing this. See here. Now I have not mentioned any number here, any position here along with the pop method. So it will remove the last item. Remaining pomegranate, apple, banana, mango, kiwi will be there, and the last item will be removed. So that is the use of pop method. Pop is also to remove the item by using the index number. Okay. Similarly, by using the delete also you can remove the item. Okay, by using delete also you can remove the required item. Okay, so and you can remove entire list also, right? So you can remove entire list also. Okay, fine. Now, so another method is there, list1.clear. List1.clear. Okay, so this clear method will clear everything from the list one. That means all the elements are removed from the list. So list one method is used to remove all the elements of the list at a time. Okay, so here what we will do is I will execute. Okay, so this delete also I will comment it out. So because I don't want to execute so many, all these I will comment it out. Okay, right. So now I'm executing this. See here. Previously we had pomegranate, apple, banana, mango, kiwi, orange. This is the list, right? So from this list, after this we have given. So this is the list, right? So after this we have given the list1.clear. When you give the list1.clear, all the elements will be removed from the list one. And after that, if I'm trying to print list one, what is the value? Nothing is there in the list. Okay, nothing will be there in the list. Okay, so the clear, if you want to clear the list, so that also you can do by using the clear method. Okay, clear method, right? So now this also I'll comment it out. Hope it is clear. List clear. Okay, now one more function is there, copy. If you want to copy elements from one list to another list, so we can use the copy command. Okay, so how we can make? So I want to make a list 2, but what are the elements of the list 2? I will copy the elements from list 1. Okay, so for that you need to apply which list you want to copy, that list name dot copy. So I want to copy list 1 into list 2. So now copy, right? So copy function. So now here I'm printing my list 2. Okay, and before this I'll print my list 1. right? So now I have copied the list 1 into list 2. Now I'm printing list 2 here, right? Let us see what you will get, right? So same, you will get same thing, right? So my list 1 is pomegranate, apple, banana, mango, kiwi, orange, and my list 2 is pomegranate, apple, banana, mango, kiwi, orange. That means entire list 1 is copied into list 2, so that you can copy any list into another particular list. You can create the new list also, and this is another way of creating the copy. That means either you can use the copy method or you can use the list constructor. By using the list constructor also you can create copy. So now here what I am doing, I am creating another list called list 3. So by using the list constructor, I am copying the list 2. Okay, so list 2, what is there? This is, of course, list 1 is already, list 2 is copied from list 1. Now again I am copying list 2 into list 3. So this entire list 2 I am passing as the arguments for the constructor called list, right? So that will create the new list called list 3. If I print here my new list 3 is, okay, this one. Now here if you print, so here my list 1 is so and so, and list 2 is copied by using the copy function, and the list 3 we are copying the list 2 into list 3 by using the list constructor. That means you can copy list in 2 ways, either by using the copy method or by using the constructor, right? Or by using the constructor. Sir, I'm okay. Pooja is asking, Pooja Paliwal, sir, list 2 in we add more data. Yes, we can add more data, right? So now that we are going to see, right? So now here, see, list 4. Now list 1, list 2, list 3 is there. Of course, all are same. Both list 2 and list 3 are copied from list 1 only, right? Now I want to join the list. I want to join list 2 and list 3. Now I will generate list 4. Okay, so list 2. List 2, what is there? Pomegranate, apple, banana, mango, kiwi, orange is there. What is there in list 3? In list 3 also same elements are there. Now I am going to join both the list, right? So it will generate the list 4, which will contain total how many elements? 12 elements. Why? Because in list we can allow the duplicate values, right? So there is no problem. Then we will get the length of the list as 12. Okay, right? So now here, if I execute this, okay, we can see here the list 4 is printing. What is the answer of list 4? It is a combination of list 2 and list 3. So pomegranate, apple, banana, mango, kiwi, orange. Again you see, 1 minute, I'll minimize this. Again pomegranate, apple, banana, mango, kiwi, orange. So to total 12 elements are there, right? Total 12 elements are there. Okay, hope it is clear. So by using the plus symbol, you can join the two lists of any data type. Okay, and if you want to do that manually, right? Manually, every item you take for x means every element in list 3, for every element in list 3, and already we have seen the append this thing, append. What is the append function? What is the use of append function? It will add new item. It will add new item, but the append function will add only one item at a time. It will not add more than one item at a time. So at a time it will add only one item. So the same function we are going to use here. So what we are doing for every item in list 3, right? First item, right? First item list 2 dot append. So that first item of list 3 will be added to the list 2. Then automatically x value is incremented. Then for the next item is also added to the list 2. Next item. So like that continuously. Since 6 items are there in the list 3, all the 6 items are added to the list 2 by using this particular thing, by using this particular function. So now I'll do one thing. I'll disable this. I'll disable this because now this time I want to do the joining of the list manually, right? So now every item in the list, that means for every item in the list 3, first pomegranate should add here. So now what we are doing here, pomegranate list 2 dot, that means list 2 dot append means it will add the item. So which item it will add? Pomegranate will be added to the list 2, right? So then apple will be added to the list 2, then banana will be added to list 2, mango will be added to list 2, kiwi will be added to list 2, orange will be added to list 2. And after 6 elements, there is no further element in the list 3, so it will be stopped. The for loop will be completed. That means it will exit from the for loop. Okay. So now if you execute this, again you will get the same answer, right? So of course, after this I will print the list 2 to see the output, right? See here, list 2 is updated with the 12 elements. Please repeat, sir. Okay, which one is manually joining the list now? Okay. So here what we are doing is, now for every item, okay, now here we are having 3 lists, list 1, list 2, list 3, right? So now what I will do is, for every item in the list 3, how many items are there in the list 3? This is my list 3. 6 items are there, right? 6: pomegranate, apple, banana, mango, kiwi, orange is there, right? So now that every item I will add it to the list 2. Okay, list 2. Now first x will point pomegranate. Okay, then list 2 dot. List 2 dot means, so already here list 2 is there. List 2 dot append function will add the item element to the list 2, right? Which item we are adding? X. What is X? Now X is pointing pomegranate, right? So pomegranate will be added. Now the length of here I will do one thing. I will print the length. After adding, I will print length of list 2. For every time when it is adding, we will see. Okay. Here what I will do is, I will disable all the things except what we are doing here. Okay. Up to here I will comment it out. Right. So now see here. So now what we are doing, for every item in the list 3, that item we are adding it to the list 2. Right. Now all the items of list 3 gets added with the list 2. Now earlier list 2, what is the length of list 2? What is the length of list 2? 6 elements. List 3 how many elements? Same 6 elements. Right. Now once this is done, the length of the list 2 will become 12. Again here, after this, pomegranate, apple, banana, mango, kiwi, orange will come, right? So that is what we are trying to do here. See here. So every time it is printing, it is repeating, and it is printing this thing. Apple, orange. Okay. So what happened? Maybe. Okay. So now here we have taken only the 4 elements. Right? Apple, orange, banana, and mango, list 1. Okay. Now what I am doing here? List 2 is same copy. List 2 is same apple, orange, banana, mango. List 3 also apple, orange, banana, mango. Now these elements I want to add it to list 2. Right? So what I am doing? Okay, apple, orange, banana, mango. Then again apple, orange, banana, mango will be added from list 3. Okay, now the length of the list 2 becomes 8. And you can see here, if you want, you can print length of list 3, then print length of list 2. Okay, okay, fine. Print list 2. Okay, list 2 is also coming for me. So length of list 2. Okay, list 2 dot append. Sorry, this I have disabled, na? So I thought of disabling this, but okay, right. Now you can see list of length of list 3 is 4, length of list 2 is 8. Okay, so this is the way to do the joining. So here, either by using the plus symbol you can join, or manually by using the append method for every element. By using the for loop you can repeat and you can join. And one more method is there, that is, it is most commonly used method. What we will do is, so now we can extend the list. Now list 2 dot extend method means whatever the list you are mentioning in the extend method, so the component, the elements of that particular list will be added to list 2. That means list 2 is further extended by the elements of specified list. So why always list 1, list 2? I will take another one, list 5. So I'll declare the list 5 here. List 5 I will declare here. So I'll declare the list 5 as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now this time I declare numbers. Now list 2, already list 2, what is the length of list 2? 8 elements. Now again, I'm taking list 5, which is of 5 elements are there in that list 5. Okay, again I'm extending the list 2 dot extend. That means add some more items, right, from list 5. So whatever the items are there in the list 5, that you please add it to the list 2 we are making here. Now after that we will print list 2 and also will print length of now new size of list 2. Okay, is, what is that? Length of list 2. Okay, right. Now if I execute, see here, new size is apple, orange, banana, mango. Apple, orange, banana, mango. Then from the list 5, here we are extending now. We are extending the list 2 with the elements of list 5. What are the elements of list 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 5 is also added here. So it doesn't mean, the list doesn't mean one element is string, other element is integer. You can give another element as complex value, right? Or another element float value. No issue. Okay, now the new length will be 8 plus 5, 13. Okay, right. Okay, fine. Any doubts here till here? Any doubts till here? Any doubts? Sunita Singh raised hand. Yes, madam. Tell me, madam. Sunita, madam.
Hello.
Madam.
Sir, can you explain please this copy because I late in join this class.
Which one you want to get it?
Sir, copy method, sir.
Copy.
Yes, sir.
So just copy method is used to copy the list, right? Now here, I want to copy, right? So I want to copy list1 dot copy, right? I want to copy the list1 into as a list2. That means whatever the elements are there in list1, so the same elements I want to give it to the new list called list2. Okay, so for that you can give the list2 equal to, again for list2 I don't want to declare my elements, just already existing list is there, that list I will copy. So for that what you need to do is list1 dot, we give the copy function. Okay, you'll get it list2. Okay, and if anyone joins late and if they misses class also, same thing, same class is going on Facebook live. So after that also you can refer it from NIMI website. So what is the difference between constructor list and extend keyword, right? So constructor we will discuss in the OOPS concept, right? So now here extend will add some more elements to the existing list, but here the constructor is, what the constructor is doing, it is used to create the new list. It is not going to add extra components, extra items to the existing list. It is going to create new list. Okay, now the difference between this list constructor is, this list constructor is creating one more new list called list3, right? For that list3 the elements are, it is giving list2 elements it is giving. But here extend, what extend is doing now, so extend is doing the list2 dot, list2 means already some elements are there in the list2, this is not the new list, already some elements are there in the list2, that list2 elements are extending with the elements of list 5, with the elements of list 5. So already some 8 elements are there in the list 2. So apart from that 8, so from the list 5, in the list 5 how many elements are there? 5 elements are there. Those 5 elements are also getting added with the 8 elements of list 2. Now the new list 2, the entire list will become 18 elements. 18 elements. That's what we are, sorry, 13 elements. 8 plus 5, 13 elements. See here, apple, orange, banana, already these are the part of list 2. So these elements getting added with another 5 elements, these are from list 5. So total 8 plus 5 it becomes 13. The size of the list 2 now it becomes 13. Okay. Right? Okay. Then now what I'll do is I'll comment out all these things, right? Okay, now I'll explain some more functions. Sort function. So this, now if you see the list 1, what is list 1? What is list 1 here? Apple, orange, banana, mango, right? 4 elements are there. Okay, 4 elements are there. So that 4 elements I want to sort. That means now here the elements are not in alphabetical order. I want to sort it. So for that you have the method called sort. So the sort method will sort out, will arrange the given list in alphabetical order. Now if we execute this now if you execute this, see here, actually apple, orange, banana, mango, right? So now we have given list1 dot sort. That means the list1 elements are sorted out and those values are updated in the same list. Okay, now I will print the list1 value. After sorting I will print, right? So before sorting I am printing the list1. This is the list1, and I'm sorting, then I'm going to print the list1 here. So now you see here that you observe the difference. So actual list 1, before sorting the list is in this order: apple, orange, banana, mango, right? Now I have applied sort method here. So after the sort method, again I'm printing. When you apply the sort method, what happened? All the elements of list 1 are arranged in an alphabetical manner, and it is get stored in the list 1, the same list, right? So now after sorting I'm printing the this one, or here I will mention, okay, before sorting, right? And here I will mention after sorting. Okay, now you see here, now you can observe that this before sorting, this is the order, right? After applying the sort method, this is the order. Okay, right. Now here the actually the sort method will take two optional parameters. One parameter name is reverse and another parameter name is key, right? So now here, if you apply sort method without any parameters, it will sort the given list in alphabetical order, right? Okay, now I don't want to sort the list in alphabetical order. I want to sort it in reverse order. Okay, alphabetical reverse order. So for that, what you have to do is list one dot sort that parameter reverse. I want to print reverse now, right? So I want to print reverse. So now this alphabetical order, I am commenting it. Okay, now here let us see, if we give reverse equal to true, what happens? Reverse equal to true, what happens? So now here it will make all the elements reverse. It will print all the elements in reverse, right? So now we will execute and see this. Actually, before applying sort function, apple, orange, banana, mango was there, na? Now when you apply the sort function with the reverse equal to true, means those things will be reversed. Okay, those things will be reversed. Actually, what is that? Apple, banana, mango, orange. I mean, and if you want to have clear this thing, clear understanding, I enable this also. Okay, okay. Now see here, this is before sorting. List is apple, orange, banana, mango, right? Once it is sorted, what is the answer? Apple, banana, mango, orange, right? Right. Now here, after sorting, I'm making the reverse also. Reverse is also equal to true. That means first orange, mango, banana, apple will be printed, or ascending order, descending order. Okay, this is ascending order and this is descending order, it will be printed. Okay, that's it. And if you want to sort out, based on the number of characters, in the list, now apple is 5 character, so orange is 6 characters. Okay, bananas I will put 7 character, mango, sweet, so this is more length, right? So now here I have taken the 4 elements of 4 different size, right? Now if you want to sort out, based on the length, you can use this particular key. So list one dot sort based on length. Okay, based on length. Now this reverse, I'll make it off. Based on the length. So now if you apply this, so based on the length, it will be arranged. First 5 later, then 6 later, then 7 later, then more letters. Okay, 11 letters. Hope it is clear. Clear? Are any doubts? The sort method. Any doubts from the sort method? Repeats. Okay. Okay. Now what here, what sort method will do is, so sort method will arrange the given list in order, right? So now I have taken the list. Okay, I have taken the list. This one, apple, orange, banana, mango, sweet. Okay. Now what I'm doing is, those are not in alphabetical order. I want to arrange in alphabetical order. So you can apply list1 dot sort. So it will arrange the list, all the elements in the list in alphabetical order. Okay, and that list will be printed. And if you want, after arranging in alphabetical order, and if you want to print in reverse order, that also can be possible. For that, what you have to do is reverse equal to true. Okay, reverse equal to true, reverse equal to true. So here the difference between these two is, this will arrange the given elements of the list in alphabetical order, and this will, what this will do, since here sort function will have the optional parameters, two optional parameters, one is reverse and another one is key. So if you mention reverse equal to true, after arranging in alphabetical order, it will make it reverse. That means the last one will be printed first. It will start printing from last to first. Okay, and if you mention key equal to len, that means key equal to len. Len means, what is the len function? It will find out the length of the element. So it will find out the length of the element, and this sort method will do arrangement, right? Sorting in alphabetical order. If you don't want to do sorting in alphabetical order, if you want to do sorting in the number of characters in the element, so that also can be possible by using the sort method. But for that key, that means sorting key, you have to mention it as length, right? Length. So now if you execute that, see here, now here this is before sorting: apple, orange, banana, mango, sweet. After sorting alphabetical order, that is sort. After sorting alphabetical order, this is the thing. So after sorting alphabetical order, if you are reversing, so this is the thing, right? So orange will come first, mango, sweet will come next, bananas, apple. Then if you want to sort based not on alphabetical order, based on length, so first, what is the least characters element? Apple. Then next, orange is 6 letter, banana is 7 letter, and mango sweet is 11 letters. Okay, so you can also arrange as per the length also. If reverse is false, then it will be normal thing only. Okay, I'll make reverse is false, so then both are same. Which one? The sorting and this result, both are same. If reverse is false, I don't want to do reverse. See here, apple, banana, mango, sweet, orange. Apple, banana, mango, sweet, orange. Can we use string function in sort method? That means you want to sort out the characters in string. Deepthi Pandey is asking, can we use the string function in key in sort function? I mean, your doubt is whether we can use this sort function in strings or not. That only, na, your doubt? So this is purely list function. The sort is the function of list class. So we cannot use this function in string class. Can we short key equal to length to reverse method? Yeah, both you can apply. Sir, can we, Manish is asking, sir, can we short key equal to length to reverse method? Okay, both, if you want both, na, so you can make both. So then reverse equal to true. Okay, now so first it will be sorted based on the length and it will be reversed. You can see here, sorted based on the length and it will be reversed. This is the result of sorting based on the length. Okay, and since you are giving reverse equal to true, it will be this thing. Okay, key equal to, okay, uppercase, lowercase. Okay, maybe that upper keyword is there or not, I don't know. Let me check it. No, upper keyword is not there. maybe some other keyword might be there that we have to find out. So now we cannot actually this upper lower means we are thinking that this is upper letter and lower letter, but computer will treat it as like based on ASCII value only. Now here since upper length function is there, and we can sort out based on the length, right? So you can create one function called upper. You do one thing, upper, one user defined function you create in the same program with the name upper, then you pass that function name as key value here. It can be possible, but only thing is you have to define user defined function upper, because upper is not predefined function in Python, right? So you have to declare one user defined function upper. There you will write to find out the upper characters, to separate upper characters and lower characters. Then you can pass that method as a key value here in the sorting method. So you try that, and if you get any problem, I'll give the problem. I'll give the program. Okay. Because why I'm using length means already len is the predefined function of the Python, right? Okay, fine. Of course, this is the reverse. This is to reverse the string. Okay. So here, if reverse equal to true, after sorting, I'm making reverse. After sorting, based on alphabet or based on the length, I'm sorting the list. Na? I'm reversing the list. Na? No, I don't want to sort out. I want to do only reverse. I want to do only reverse. So that also can be possible. For that, they have given one more predefined function called reverse. So what this reverse function will do is list one. What is the list one here? Apple, orange, bananas, mango, sweet, right? The same list, it will reverse it. Okay, it will reverse it, the same list. Now if you execute this, so first you can see here mango, sweet, banana. Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll print the list before reversing also. Print list one, so that you will understand clearly. Okay, so actual list is apple, orange, bananas, mango, sweet. Then I'm not doing any sorting. Without sorting also you can do the reverse. For that, direct predefined function is given reverse. So this is reversing the function mango, sweet, bananas, orange, and apple. Okay, hope it is clear to everyone. Sir, reverse equal to false, what happened? List not reversed. Yes, list won't be reversed. If reverse is equal to false, only sorting will be done. Reverse won't happen. If reverse equal to false, only sorting will be done. Reverse won't happen. If you want reverse after sorting, if you want to print out in reverse manner, you make reverse equal to true. Make reverse equal to true. Okay. If true and false not use, can I reverse? Yes, that is what this na. By using the reverse function, you can reverse. Okay. I don't want to use the reverse parameter in the sort function, right? But still I want to reverse the string, reverse the list. That can also be possible by using the reverse function without help of sort. Okay. Any doubt? Okay. Now this is about list, right? So of course we have discussed the functions also, list functions also, right? Right. I hope all these functions we have discussed, right? List methods, right? Now next topic is sets. Okay. So here Python collection, Python arrays are tuple list. Then we have set and dictionary. Set is a collection which is unordered, unindexed, and no duplicate members. That means set is set is unordered. Like tuple and list, order in which you are saving, you are getting in the same order while you are accessing it. But here in set, you will not get in same order. That means order will not be maintained in the set. Okay, so it can store in any manner. But all your, if you are giving 5 elements, all the 5 elements will be stored, but not in the same order as you are given. Okay, so that is what set, and it is unindexed. Unindexed means you cannot access the single element by using the index position of the element. Why we cannot access? Because we don't know, because there is no proper order. When there is no proper order, how you can say my apple is there at so and so index? So we cannot say. So we cannot access by using the index. Okay, and it will not allow, remember, it will not allow duplicate values. It will not allow duplicate values. Sets will not allow duplicate values. Previously in the list and tuple, we have saved the duplicate values also. Orange we have saved 2 times, and 2 we have stored 3 times, right? But here in set, that duplication is not possible. Okay, so sir, can we exchange the position of elements? I don't want reverse. Yes, we can exchange. We can exchange the position of the elements. Okay, so now if you want to exchange position 2 and 3, you can write, you can take first. Now, okay, I'll go back to program. I'll show you. So here, let me go back to the program. Right, this is our program now. Now, for example, if I want to change, now here I want to exchange banana and orange, bananas and orange, right? What I will do, where is banana? So I'll take, what I will do is, I will take a variable called a, right? So there I will copy list of 1. Okay, then I'll make list of 1 equal to, sorry, list 1, that is list 1. So then I'll make list 1 of 1 equal to list 1 of 2. Okay, then list 1 of 2, I will update it as a. Okay, then print list 1. See here, bananas and orange will be interchanged. Okay, now what I'm doing here, so list these 2 elements I want to interchange now. So if I write list 1 of 1 equal to list 1 of 2, so this value orange will be copied here, but this banana will go out. So before doing that, what I'm doing, I'll take this banana out to one variable called a. Then I will apply list 1 of 1 equal to list 1 of 2. This orange will come here, and again this position also I have to update now with bananas. So already that bananas was saved in the variable a. So now list 1 of 2 equal to a I'm making. So both the values with these 3 lines we can interchange. Okay, how Sonal Sarvankar is asking how to use key length, sir. Okay, then I told na we did here na. So key equal to length. Key equal length means if you want to arrange, if you want to sort out the given elements as per the length of the element, then you can use the key value. Key equal to length. Right? So length function will give the length of each and every element. So based on the length, right, it will be sorted out. That we have used here. You can see here. Okay. So now, so let us go back to our presentation to discuss about this thing. Right. So now sets. Of course, like list and tuple, we have the constructor called set, because set is also one of the class. So every class will have the constructor. We have the set constructor to create the set. We have the set constructor to create the set, and it is unordered array. The array will be unordered. There is no fixed order, right? And it is unindexed. Unindexed. We cannot access the items with the index number, and we can join two sets by using these two methods. Of course, these two methods we will see. So there in the list and tuple, by using the plus symbol, we have joined the list or tuple. But in the sets, to join, the plus symbol won't work. So you have to use these union or update methods to join the two sets. And we can add, remove, update individual items in the set. Okay, so that we will see in the program. Now, as of now, if you have any doubts, you please let me know. Any doubts till list? Any doubts? Any doubts from the list? So see here, actually, I'm continuing this Python because I want to continue this at least to some extent, where you can feel like I mean, all the basic concepts of Python should be covered. That's the reason I'm doing daily one part 11, part 12, like that. Okay. So now if you feel it is enough, I'll stop. I'll take the new topic. Otherwise, I'll continue the Python. Okay. So now my intention is I want to take you to some extent to cover all the basics of the Python. All the basics means, I mean, all the basic concepts, how to work with the Python, even these arrays, strings, and if possible, if you are interested, we will discuss with SQL also, how to work with work out with SQL from Python. Yeah. Yeah, I'll send this PPT in the group. I'll post this PPT in the group. And if you have any doubts, you please ask. Okay. So I hope we can continue this Python classes till this lockdown closed, right? And after that also, if possible, we will continue. No problem. Okay, I'll post this PPT in the group. Okay, okay. So we will continue these classes till the till end of Python, right? So we'll complete everything regarding Python. Okay. Thank you again. Tomorrow we'll meet at 4 o'clock.